Is it on? Oh, okay. I'm very pleased to welcome you again, all of you, for another LOFAR family meeting, this time organized by our university together with POLFAR Consortium. There are some people that I would like especially welcome. Mr. Artur Chojecki, the governor of Warmia and Mazury. The Marshal of the province of Warmia and Mazury, Mr. Gustav Marek Brzezin. Welcome. The mayor of our city, Mr. Piotr Grzymowicz. The rector of our university, Professor Jerzy Przyborowski. Welcome. The vice-rector of our university responsible for science, Professor Jerzy Jaroszewski. Welcome. Michał Rybiński, representative of Ministry of Education and Science. Welcome. And Secretary of City of Olsztyn, Mr. Stanisław Gorczyca. Welcome. We also warmly welcome the entire International Telescope family, in particular Professor Philip Best, Chair of the Governing Board of the International LOFAR Telescope. The ILT Director, Dr. René Vermeulen. Professor Jessica Dempsey, Director of Astron. Director of Poznań Supercomputing and Networking Center, Dr. Cezary Mazurek. And all the representatives of the National LOFAR Consortia from Netherlands, Germany, Poland, Great Britain, France, Sweden, Ireland, Latvia, Italy, and Bulgaria. Also with us today, we have the President of the Polish Astronomical Society, Professor Marek Sarna. Welcome. And the Director of Jive ERIC, Professor Agnieszka Słowikowska. Welcome. So after mentioning all the people, I would like to move on to the program of our opening ceremony. So the first point of our program will be video presenting our region and our city. So have fun watching. Thank you for watching. Now we will move on to welcoming our participants. So the first person to welcome you will be rector of our university, Professor Jerzy Przyborowski.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to University of Warmia and Mazury. The Honorable Governor Artur Chojecki, Honorable Voivodeship Marshal Gustav Marek Brzezin, Honorable President of our city, Olsztyn, Piotr Grzymowicz, very distinguished guests, René Vermeulen, ILT Director, Jessica Dempsey, Astron Director, Professor Marek Sarna, President of the Polish Astronomical Society, Michał Rybiński, representing Ministry of Education and Science, and Secretary of the City, Stanisław Gorczyca, all distinguished participants and guests of the LOFAR Family Meeting 2023. I cordially welcome all participants of LOFAR Family Meeting from all European countries operating in the LOFAR International Telescope. I welcome participants from the Netherlands, Germany, Poland, Great Britain, France, Sweden, Ireland, Latvia, Italy, Bulgaria, and Belgium, and other countries. We are honored that we can host radio astronomers from all over the world at our university in Olsztyn, who use the results of observations made with the low-frequency array radio telescope in their research. LOFAR is an instrument that allows you to study a very wide range of astrophysical issues, which is why the conference topics will include space weather and research on the Sun, measurements of the interstellar medium, the results of star observations, including very exotic pulsars, but above all, the results of observations of the most distant objects in known universe, radio galaxies and quasars, which is extremely important in understanding cosmological issues. We are proud to be part of the astronomical family. Of the 54 stations of the LOFAR system, 3 are located in Poland, and one of them is owned by the University of Warmia and Mazuri in Olsztyn and built in Bałdy. As you know, all European stations are a part of the European Consortium International LOFAR Telescope. The Polish National Consortium, POLFAR, brings together 9 scientific institutions dealing with space research. University of Warmia and Mazuri, Jagiellonian University in Kraków, Space Research Center of the Polish Academy of Science in Warsaw, Poznań Supercomputing and Networking Center, University in Zielona Góra, Nicolaus Copernicus University in Toruń, Nicolaus Copernicus Astronomical Center of the Polish Academy of Science in Warsaw and in Toruń, University of Szczecin, and Wrocław University of Environmental and Life Sciences. Many thanks to our European and Polish members of the consortium, our scientific partners. Our joy and satisfaction is doubled because the LOFAR Family Meeting 2023 is a part of the celebration of the year of Nicolaus Copernicus, who lived and worked here in Warmia for over 40 years. It's in Warmia that most traces of his life and activity are found. I invite and encourage everyone to visit his places of residence and admire what he left behind here in Olsztyn, in Lidzbark Warmiński, and finally in Frombork. For this reason, a special meeting is planned this afternoon at the Olsztyn Castle, where Copernicus spent several years. During this event, the profile of the great Polish astronomer will be presented. I would like to thank all those people who contributed to the fact that the wonderful event takes place at our university, but allow me to thank Professor Andrzej Krakowski in particular. The conference program includes many thematic sessions during which the directions of development of LOFAR research, as well as the results of observations and research will be presented in the form in oral presentation or posters. So I wish you all fantastic speeches, interesting and inspiring discussions, and a successful stay at our hospitable university. Thank you.
Thank you very much. René Vermeulen, the director of ILT.
So, good afternoon, everyone. I've been asked to say a few words of welcome, and of course I will gladly do so to what is partly my audience of the LOFAR family, but I would say that actually what I want to express most is how I, and I'm sure most of the people in this room who are the LOFAR family, feel welcomed. We really feel that we are in place here. We are ever so glad to see the great level of support that there is in Poland for us as LOFAR family, represented here by our notable guests of the afternoon from the various layers of Polish society. And I think that's the fantastic thing you see in evidence here. Right from the national government to the provincial government, the state government, the University of Warmińsko-Mazurski, right here. And that shows you, I think, the connection. How does it work? How is LOFAR connected? How has it been connected over the years? It's a multi-layered system, so we focus down now on the nexus of the POLFAR collaboration here at the University of Warmińsko-Mazurski. It's already been said through Professor Krankowski, but he represents POLFAR, which, and now we're expanding again into the science world, it's 9 institutes in this country that represent a great number of disciplines that profit from the study of LOFAR, but that also fertilize us in turn by bringing their ideas into the community. They do so also in a very technical sense. It was already mentioned there are 3, no less than 3 LOFAR stations in this country. There is also the Poznan Supercomputer Center, which is one of the currently 3 nodes of our very large archive system, which is a really crucial and essential part of LOFAR as well. I note as an important issue also that the Polish LOFAR family present here, I think at least I saw this morning a few people from Torun who represent the shorter wavelength version of our radio astronomy. We cross-fertilize each other, we collaborate very closely. It's also therefore very good to see Professor Agnieszka Slowikowska here of JIVE, who is in more or less a sister institute to certainly what the International LOFAR Telescope is very soon to become. And there again is a very important link to Poland, because I want to take this opportunity to express my very great thanks for the support that arose at ground level from the scientists, from the institutes, for transferring from what is now International LOFAR Telescope to what we all trust will very soon be LOFAR ERIC. LOFAR ERIC is then something that was from the start staunchly supported from Poland and has very recently led to, thank you very much, the official letter of support from the highest level of government, the Prime Minister himself, signing to wish to join LOFAR ERIC when it forms. This shows you the level of intense involvement that we see from Poland at science levels, at technical levels, at political and governance levels. And I am so very grateful, therefore, and I feel very happy, very welcomed to be here today and all of this week So that, I think, is enough said. Again, of course, to you scientists, engineers who need to interact this week, for whom this is a very important event, I do say welcome in turn, but mostly I feel very welcomed, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Director of Astron, Jessica Dempsey.
It is quite an august and honourable company which we stand in today, and so I agree, Renee, we feel very welcomed here. And I don't want to add very much because I think Renee did a wonderful job. I want to add 2 points of perspective for the week. One of them is we stand in a time of unparalleled scientific and technical achievement. If you can imagine the technical precision that was required to put the James Webb Space Telescope up into space only recently. And yet, you all here today are talking about problems, and you know how you can get your head into the science problems, and you maybe don't see just how remarkable the things you're doing on a daily basis are. Well, compare the amount of achievement and what it took to put JWST up there, and look what you all are doing, comparable amount of scientific frontier pushing with a few poles and wires out here in the published wilderness and elsewhere. There is power in this simplicity, and it is amazing and incredible, and it would have been absolutely unimaginable because of how young this field is, even a couple of decades ago. So please just take a moment to recognize how remarkable everything is that you do, and I now particularly welcome our students and postdocs. You are the generation that will really start to see the revelation that radio astronomy and this invisible universe is offering us. And so I hope this helps you. I hope we can help you, because I need you to know just how special and remarkable the path you're walking is. And we will do everything we can, because that's what family does, to make sure you achieve everything you need. And so with that family motto, I hope we look out for each other. I hope we take care and remember, even though it's amazing, it is just gas and dust in the universe, and you all matter more. So please, I hope you take that to heart. Welcome, and again, thank you very much for having us.
The local organizing committee chair, Andrzej Krankowski.
Dear distinguished guest, first of all, I am very, very proud that my university, University of Warmińsko-Mazurski, together with Polish LOFAR consortium LOFAR, can host LOFAR family meeting this year. For me, it is fantastic news. And first of all, I would like to thank Governing Board of International LOFAR Telescope that 1 year ago agreed to organize this meeting in Olsztyn. During this conference, we will have about 100 oral presentation, 20 posters, and I would like also to thank for all participants in this workshop. Today, 1 minute before about birthday of Copernicus talk my rector, but in LOFAR we also celebrate 10 years, 10 anniversary of signature of contract with Astron, and I would like to thank especially for Astron Institute that 10 years ago we start to very close collaborate, and we establish very, very fast 3 LOFAR station, yes, in Poland, yes. And in this place, I would like to thank all my members of Polish LOFAR consortium from 9 institutions, and especially I would like to thank Polish Ministry currently of Education, of Science, previously Ministry of Higher Education and Science, that support this infrastructure in Poland. And Michał, pass my, not congratulations, my thanks for Ministry that because it is not only construction of station, annual contribution to International LOFAR telescope, maintenance of 3 Polish stations. Currently we think about LOFAR 2.0, LOFAR Eric, and I would like especially thanks Polish Ministry of Education of Science for support for this infrastructure in Poland. And in the end, in this week, you can see my university, very beautiful campus located in the city, but also you can see also Olsztyn city, historical, especially historical part, and my region, Warmia and Mazury. Thanks for contribution to this conference and participants in this conference. Sorry, I am a little nervous and think to a little more. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Now we move on to the city representatives. So the first person to speak will be a governor of Warmii and Mazury, Artur Chojecki. The speech will be in Polish, but it will be translated, don't worry.
Szanowni Państwo, Panie Marszałku, Panie Prezydencie, Panie Rektorze, Szanowni Państwo Profesorowie, Szanowni uczestnicy konferencji LOFAR Family Meeting.
Dear Mr. Marshall, dear Mr. President, dear professors and dear organizers and participants of the LOFAR Family Meeting.
Uprzejmie dziękuję za zaproszenie na międzynarodową konferencję naukową LOFAR Family Meeting, podczas której mamy okazję gościć w Olsztynie radioastronomów z całego świata. Serdecznie pozdrawiam organizatorów wydarzenia, prelegentów i wszystkich zaproszonych gości.
I would like to thank you for invitation me to participate in this scientific conference opening ceremony for this opportunity to welcome and greet the radio astronomers from all over the world. I would like to greet you all.
Pozwólcie Państwo, że przede wszystkim podziękuję polskim przedstawicielom Waszej organizacji, tu przede wszystkim panu profesorowi Andrzejowi Krankowskiemu za wysiłki i zorganizowanie tu w Olsztynie, oczywiście za pośrednictwem międzynarodowej organizacji, ale jednak jego wysiłek we współpracy z Uniwersytetem i panem profesorem Jerzym Przyborowskim mamy zaszczyt gościć Państwa w naszym regionie w roku Mikołaja Kopernika.
Please let me in first place to thank for all of our local Polish organizers, and especially Professor Andrzej Krankowski, who is personally responsible for organization this event. Of course, he was supported by all the Polish institutions, by the LOFAR community, by our local government. But thanks to his effort, we can meet all together here in the year of Nicholas Copernicus.
Jestem niezwykle dumny z tego, że nie tylko historycznie w osobie Mikołaja Kopernika mamy coś do zaoferowania europejskiej, światowej nauce, ale także dzisiejsze prace, które podejmowane są za pośrednictwem uniwersytetu tu u nas w Bałdach, są wyrazem tego, że i dzisiaj Warmia i Mazury mają coś do zaoferowania światowej nauce.
I'm personally proud that Nicholas Copernicus is not the only one that contributed into world science, but also nowadays we have got many contributions from our Polish institutions for University of Warmia and Mazury, thanks to stations like the one established in Bałdy.
Mam nadzieję i tego Państwu serdecznie życzę, aby pobyt w naszym regionie był satysfakcjonujący dla Państwa zarówno pod względem naukowym, jak i pod tym względem, który mieliście Państwo okazję zobaczyć na filmach prezentujących nasz piękny region i nasze piękne miasto.
I hope you will be satisfied with your stay here in Olsztyn, both in a scientific way, but also in all the ways that we have presented you within those two movies presenting our region and our city.
Bardzo dziękuję.
Thank you very much.
The Marshal, Gustaw Marek Brzezin.
Panie wojewodo, panie prezydencie, magnificencjo, panie rektorze, szanowni państwo profesorowie, radioastronomowie z całego świata, serdecznie witam w regionie Warmii i Mazur.
Dear Governor, dear Mayor, dear Rector, all professors and all radio astronomers from all over the world, I welcome you warmly.
Bardzo dziękuję za zorganizowanie tej konferencji LOFAR Meeting Family w regionie Warmii i Mazur, ponieważ obchodzimy w całym świecie, ale szczególnie u nas z wielkim zaangażowaniem rok Mikołaja Kopernika w jego 550. rocznicę urodzin i 480. rocznicę śmierci.
I'm very grateful for this opportunity to organize this conference at this region and at this city, especially that this year is very important to us as it is the 550th anniversary of Nicolaus Copernicus' death.
Prowadzenie formy naukowej, ale przede wszystkim pasji astronomicznej w tym czasie i w tych miejscach, w tym regionie, gdzie Mikołaj Kopernik twórczo spędził swoje całe dorosłe życie, to dla nas bardzo ważne i dziękuję za Państwa obecność.
Thank you for your presence here. The scientific contribution and work of Nicolaus Copernicus, who spent several years of his life here, is very important to us.
Dzisiaj się spotkamy jeszcze na zamku, więc troszkę będzie może więcej i samo miejsce jego ponad 4-letniego zamieszkania. To też wielka satysfakcja, ale chcę przede wszystkim Państwa zapraszać ciągle na Warmię i Mazury.
We will meet again today in the evening at the reception in the castle in the city center where Copernicus actually lived more than 4 years. So I will tell you more then, but also I will always invite you to visit this region, even for pure pleasure.
Region piękny, pełen natury. Mówi się region 1000 jezior, a jest ich ponad 3000. Region, który znany jest w świecie jako Mazury cud natury, bo nie tak dawno, kilkanaście lat temu w tej takiej popularnej rywalizacji zajął 14. miejsce jako przestrzeń, która naprawdę jest cudem natury.
It's a beautiful region with over 3,000 lakes, even awarded in contests for the most beautiful city and region.
Ale potrzebujemy innowacji, potrzebujemy rozwoju, potrzebujemy nauki i Państwo potwierdzacie, a nasz uniwersytet też stanowi podstawę do takich spotkań, bo jeden z 3 radioteleskopów jest właśnie u nas w uniwersytecie. Serdecznie gratuluję, panie rektorze i panie profesorze. Będziemy wdzięczni za Państwa obecność w obszarze naukowym, ale również i zapraszamy prywatnie do odwiedzania Warmii i Mazur. Dziękuję bardzo.
Okay, I'll translate the last sentence. So, except for the beautiful nature, we also need a scientific contribution, innovation. So, thank you very much for coming here, being here, and contributing to science, especially that this university owns one of LOFAR stations. Okay, now representative of Ministry of Education and Science, Michał. I'm sorry, that's my fault. The mayor of the city of Olsztyn, I'm sorry, I overlooked you. Piotr Grzymowicz, mayor of the city Olsztyn.
Dzień dobry Panie, witam serdecznie. Szanowny Panie Rektorze, Panie Wojewodo, Panie Marszałku, Szanowny Panie Profesorze, drodzy goście, uczestnicy tego wyjątkowego wydarzenia, Panie, Panowie Profesorowie, wszyscy dzisiaj uczestniczący w tym wyjątkowym spotkaniu.
Dear Mr. Rector, dear Mr. Voivod, dear Mr. Marshal, dear Mr. Professor, dear distinguished guests, I would like to welcome you here.
Tak jak moi przedmówcy, chciałbym gorąco i serdecznie powitać wszystkich Państwa, uczestników konferencji LOFAR Family Meeting 2023 w naszym, jak powiedział Pan Marszałek, pięknym mieście Olsztynie, stolicy Warmii i Mazur.
Just like speakers before me, I would like to kindly welcome you in Olsztyn, the beautiful city, the capital of the region of Warmia and Mazury. Welcome once more.
Przyjazd do Olsztyna tak znakomitych osób, naukowców z zakresu radioastronomii, bardzo trudnej dziedziny nauki, jest na pewno dla nas wielkim zaszczytem i wyróżnieniem.
It is a great honor for us to welcome radio astronomers, the representatives of such a difficult and important field of knowledge here in Olsztyn.
Na pewno organizacja tego wyjątkowego wydarzenia, a chciałbym też dodać, pan profesor Krankowski organizuje wiele różnych konferencji naukowych tu na naszej uczelni, z której jesteśmy bardzo dumni, ale na pewno to wydarzenie jest wydarzeniem historycznym w skali i w historii naszego miasta.
I would like to point out that Professor Krankowski organizes a lot of such conferences here at our great university, but it is important to say that this one is especially important and will go down in the history of our city.
Cieszymy się tym bardziej, że ta konferencja wpisuje się, o czym mówili moi przedmówcy, w jubileusz 550-lecia urodzin naszego znakomitego rodaka Mikołaja Kopernika, o czym zapewne Państwo doskonale wiecie, ale będziecie mogli, też wspominał o tym Pan Marszałek, uczestniczyć w wydarzeniu na Zamku Kapituły Warmińskiej, a więc miejscu, w którym pracował, żył, był badaczem, był lekarzem, był kanonikiem i bardzo wiele innych jeszcze wykonywał zawodów, a tym bardziej, że rozpoczęliśmy nasze tylko chciałem powiedzieć, oczywiście uroczystości związane z 550-leciem urodzin Mikołaja Kopernika, chociażby od tego, że był również Mikołaj Kopernik znakomitym strategiem. Przed Krzyżakami w roku 1520 obronił nasze miasto.
We are especially happy that this celebration, this conference goes down as a part of the celebration of 550th anniversary of the birth of Nicolaus Copernicus, who was not only a great astronomer but also a resident of Olsztyn. As was said before, he did a lot of important work here. But one important thing that I would like to point out is that he was also a master strategist who managed to defend the city from the Teutonic Order.
Nasze miasto to miasto, gdzie promocyjne hasło naszego miasta brzmi o gród z natury. A więc możemy powiedzieć z jednej strony gród, który ma 670-letnią historię, z drugiej strony możemy powiedzieć miasto piękne, miasto zielone, które od początku jego założenia, a więc od 1353 roku ma swoją wspaniałą historię, tożsamość, wielokulturowość, a jednocześnie, co zapewne Państwo również będziecie mogli zobaczyć, zabytki pochodzące z okresu średniowiecza, jak chociażby właśnie wymieniany już tutaj Zamek Kapituły Warmińskiej, Katedra Świętego Jakuba, mury obronne znajdujące się na Starówce, czy też oczywiście bardzo wiele innych atrakcji, bo przecież nasze miasto jest i należy do krainy wielkich jezior. Co prawda nie jesteśmy na Mazurach, to zawsze podkreślamy, a jesteśmy na Warmii, ale w granicach administracyjnych naszego miasta mamy 11 jezior, mamy jeden z największych lasów w Europie w granicach administracyjnych, 1400 hektarów, a więc miasto zielone, miasto gród z natury.
Our city advertises itself as the garden of nature, which not only refers to the history, but mostly to the nature, the 11 lakes that we have in the borders of our city, the connection with nature that I hope you will see during your stay in Olsztyn, our great forest, our lakes, our clean air, also a lot of historical buildings that probably you will see during your stay in the old town and at the conference.
Na pewno również ciekawą informacją, z którą Państwo być może się już zetknęliście, a jeśli nie, to chciałbym ją podać. Mikołaj Kopernik oprócz tego, że pracował i pisał swoje największe dzieło na Zamku Kapituły Warmińskiej, tam znajduje się jego również tablica astronomiczna, był zasadźcą wielu miejscowości znajdujących się obok naszego miasta, miasta Olsztyna, a więc był administratorem różnych dóbr i również tworzył okoliczne i zakładał wsie.
I would like also to point out that Nicolaus Copernicus, apart from his other works mentioned before, was also a settler of several villages around Olsztyn, so he also did a lot of administrative work here.
Przed Państwem na pewno bardzo ważne debaty, rozmowy, bardzo twórczy czas, który wykorzystacie tu, przebywając wspólnie w Olsztynie, dzieląc się swoimi doświadczeniami, wykorzystując również możliwość na pewno tej takiej integracji naukowej, społecznej i takiej bliskiej jako przyjaciele. Chciałbym życzyć wszystkim Państwu miłego pobytu w Olsztynie, twórczego, na pewno naukowego działania, no i oczywiście dużo radości, dużo słońca, a jednocześnie powrotów do naszego miasta, bo jestem przekonany, że jest to pierwsza konferencja, jeśli mówimy o mieście Olsztynie i waszym związku, stowarzyszeniu, które ją zorganizowało pod również przewodnictwem osób tutaj już zabierających przede mną głos z panem profesorem Krankowskim, ale na pewno nie ostatnia. Gorąco i serdecznie zawsze zapraszam do Olsztyna.
Before you, an important time, not only scientifically, but also to celebrate your friendly cooperation. I hope that this time will be fruitful and that you will find this city interesting not only as a history, but also in the scientific field, and that you will be encouraged by this stay to come back here again and again for different events that will be organized in the future.
Dziękuję bardzo.
Thank you very much.
Very much. And now, I'm sorry, I'm not very good at this. Now I would like to welcome a representative of the Ministry of Education and Science, Michał Rybiński.
Okay. So, dear Rector and Vice Rectors of the University of Warmińsko-Mazurski, dear Governor, dear Marshal, dear Mayor of the city of Olsztyn, dear Directors from ILT and Astron from the Netherlands, dear participants and guests. Thank you very much for this invitation to this important conference. Let me say that addressing such a distinguished audience is not my bread and butter, so I will be rather quick and simple, hopefully, in delivering my message. This is also because after so many great interventions, there is not much left to be said. Let me maybe highlight one particular aspect of the conference, which hasn't been emphasized so much so far, and which provides you an answer if you wonder why the Ministry of Education and Science is so heavily involved, as we heard, and committed to LOFAR. From our perspective, we are gathering these days in Olsztyn to celebrate and strengthen a remarkable collaboration that is taking place within LOFAR as a European research infrastructure. And I think it's really crucial to understand how LOFAR and other unique facilities that we have in Europe are really contributing to reinforcing Europe's global leadership in this field. And we believe that research infrastructures are really amazing establishments. They give us tools to better understand our universe, our planet, and ourselves as humans. They are great vehicles to foster international collaboration, to exchange, share data and expertise, to pool resources, attract talents. They can also play an important role in creating, building knowledge hubs, innovation centers that are important for regional and local economies. So being a backbone of the European research area, research infrastructures, they really deserve to be considered as a long-term strategic investments. And actually this is how the ministry is trying to looking at this subject, especially since the development of our national roadmap for research infrastructures in 2011. And a few years later, we decided to establish a dedicated funding mechanism to support Poland's involvement in a variety of research infrastructures in Europe and beyond. And we also encouraged using of the EU cohesion funds to build up the national research base. So in this sense, LOFAR is not an exception, as currently Poland is involved in more than 15 such research infrastructures. But what makes LOFAR really important and special is that from the very beginning of its inclusion into the roadmap in 2011, it started to deliver. And from acquisition and assembly of the 3 LOFAR stations to really producing a world-class scientific outputs, from collaboration among group of researchers to create a strong nation and Europe-wide consortium that is able to make significant contribution to the development of the LOFAR system from the scientific, technical, technological point of view. So wherever you look, there is a success. So it's really a pleasure and privilege to support such a project. So I am here to offer my congratulations to all the 9 institutions involved. And of course, a special thanks must go to our hosts, to the University of Warmińsko-Mazurski, and especially Professor Andrzej Krankowski, whose great leadership, perseverance, I would say, and commitment really helped to make LOFAR in Poland a rewarding reality. Let me conclude by wishing all the LOFAR community, or shall I say family, stimulating and fruitful conference. I hope that with the LOFAR 2.0 upgrade already ongoing and the LOFAR ERIC being just around the corner, you will receive a lot of new impetus that will encourage, facilitate even more ambitious scientific agenda. And I'm sure that countries involved in ERIC will continue to support your efforts, now also in the context of the ERIC, which usually means greater stability and the push for long-term funding and sustainability. So thank you very much for your kind attention and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So now the last speaker at this ceremony, Professor Marek Sarna, the President of Polish Astronomical Society.
Fortunately, I am last speaker today, official. Welcome you, all of you. I would like to say something less official. I would like to congratulate our colleagues from LOFAR. This is already 10 years of Polish participation in LOFAR. At the end of 2013, Ministry of Science and Higher Education, Professor Kudrycka signed agreement with Polish LOFAR consortium for construction of a 3 station in Bałdy, in Borowiec and Łaz. A month earlier, a group represent all academic centers discuss important project for Polish astronomy, Polish astronomical community, with Minister Orłowska, it's a deputy minister at that time. From that period, I remember Kasia Otmianowska-Mazur and Hania Rodkiel, who argue very strongly that LOFAR was needed by the Polish radioastronomical community. Personally, I had doubt about how Polish stations were able to coordinate their observation with European network in real time. At that time, in the early 2000s, the Polish internet was rather slow. Fortunately, the last 30 years have seen various Polish governments invest in science, including space and astronomy. Probably you know a name: OGLI, SALT, ESA, BRIGHT, ESO, ALMA, HES, CTA, and of course also LOFAR. Astronomers operate on time scale of millions and billions of years. So on the astronomical time scale, these 10 years of LOFAR are a short time. But if we consider the scientific results, it's a very, very effective time and very effective science which was done. I hope that lecture and presentation will be of interest to everyone. Once again, I warmly welcome you and wish you a pleasant stay in Poland and especially in Olsztyn as well. Thank you.
Well, the speeches are over now. We wanted to show you a little bit of Polish culture. So we want you to watch the band singing and dancing, band Kortowo.
Kapela, wiwata!
Wiwata zagrajcie, pięknie rozprosimy, bo my bawianeczki razem zatańczymy.
My ochoczo za wami razem tam ruszymy, weselego wiwata razem zatańczymy.
Możemy wam zagrać, jeśli nas prosicie, ale jak zagranie dobrze zapłacicie.
Koziołki talarów przy sobie nie mamy, ale słodkich całusów nie pożałujemy.
się, pilnuje gościńca na syk. Dysaj koniu, dysaj do dziewczyny, dzisiaj do dziewczyny, doski na białe poduski, do dziewczyny, doski na białe podus. Nie jedź synu, nie jedź na dworze, deszcz idzie, pojadę, mamoniu, bo sama nie przyjdzie, pojadę, mamoniu, bo sama nie przyjdź. Nie jedź synu, nie jedź na dworze, deszcz pada, pojadę, mamoniu, bo mnie tak wypada, pojadę, mamoniu, bo mnie tak wypadł. Nie jedź synu, nie jedź, bo na dworze ślisko, pojadę, mamoniu, bo do niej nie blisko, pojadę, mamoniu, bo do niej nie blisko. Nie jedź synu, nie jedź, pioruny trzaskają, pojadę, mamoniu, bo mnie tam czekają, pojadę, mamoniu, bo mnie tam czekaj. Nie jedź synu, nie jedź na dworze, pluchota, pojadę, mamoniu, bo do niej ochota, pojadę, mamoniu, bo do niej ochota.
Kochały się dwa wróbelki, ta piosenka tak się zaczyna. Jeden był szary, niewielki, a druga mała ptaszyna. Jeden był szary, niewielki, a druga mała ptaszyna.
Trącały się skrzydełkami, całusy siejąc dzióbkami, słońce świeciło im złotem, ja nie wiem co było potem. Słońce świeciło im złotem, ja nie wiem co było potem. I my się także kochajmy, bo to jest problem niewielki, bo taki przykład nam dają te szare małe wróbelki, bo taki przykład nam dają te szare małe wróbelki.
obudzi się, będzie zły. Cyk, cyk, szybko psy, będą plotki całej wsi. Jasiu, nie zlegaj, ojciec idzie, uciekaj. Azra, dziewczyno, będziesz moją jedyną. Hejka, niewiele, będzie we wsi wesele. Hejka, wesele, za 3-4 niedziele. Hejka, rozwój się, będzie ryba w całej wsi. Hejka, luka, weselisko. Luka,
Kapela Selmana!
Jedzie pan Zelman, jedzie brat jego, jedzie cała familia jego. Jedzie
much. Thank you. That was Band Hortowo. Before you go for coffee, two small announcement for all of you that didn't see the announcement outside. Please provide your presentation the day before at the reception desk. And the second announcement, today, as you already heard, we have this reception at the castle. The castle is located at the city center. So we provide transport for you, but this will be traffic jam hours. So please gather in front of the main entrance after the last talk today, so we can efficiently transport you. Thank you. Let's go for coffee.